not only are airline and hotel loyalty programs cutting back on elite status for people who used to hold it, but in a lot of ways, they're actually making it harder to earn or retain elite status. Today, I'm going to tell you about how to actually earn or retain your elite status. But before I do, let's talk about the state of elite status. If you lost hotel or elite status in a loyalty program this year, you're not alone. In fact, I personally lost both hotel and elite status in a program this year. Largely in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of elite status programs had automatically extended elite status to people who had it in 2019, even if they haven't necessarily traveled with them over the past couple of years. But this year, in 2023, that's largely been put to an end. Not only are these loyalty programs cutting back on the people from getting status who haven't traveled over the past couple of years, but many loyalty programs are actually making it harder to earn or retain elite status. On January 1st, 2023, United Airlines raised requirements for premier status tiers, so you'll have to earn more points and take more flights. In March, it became tougher to earn American Airlines Gold Elite status as the loyalty point threshold increased. And in a similar vein, Southwest made it tougher to earn its Companion Pass, which is kind of like a buy one get one deal on your Southwest flight. Previously, you earned one through earning 125,000 points, but as of January 1st, the threshold bumped up to 135,000 points. According to elite status service Status Match, an estimated 1 million Americans are set to lose their airline elite status in 2023. That's about 30 to 50% of people who had elite status last year. But it's not all bad news. Let's talk about ways that you can get your elite status back. My first tip is to look for status matching promotions. A lot of airlines and hotels have partnerships with each other where if you have elite status in one program, they might automatically give it to you in another. For example, United and Marriott typically offer status matching promotions with each other. It's super easy. If you have status with, say, United, you can fill out a form, prove that you actually do have that status, send that form to Marriott, and typically they'll give you that elite status. Programs are really more than happy to do this because if you're a verified big spender in, say, United, then it's pretty likely that you will also be a verified spender with Marriott. Secondly, look for promotions that allow you to retain elite status within the same programs that you already belong to or maybe have belonged to in the past. It's pretty common that, say, an airline might give you a promotion where you have to fly a certain amount of miles in a certain amount of time. It's not as many miles as you would have to fly if you're going into that elite status program completely fresh, but if you previously held elite status, it's pretty likely that they might give you some sort of offer like this. Check your email, check the promotions page to see if you have something like this available to you. And thirdly, I recommend that you look to hotel and airline branded credit cards. Many credit cards offer automatic elite status as a benefit simply for holding the card. And while many of these cards have annual fees, often the annual fee can even be less than $100, or even if it's a few $100s, it can certainly be worth it, especially if you're seeking out that elite status. For example, NerdWallet estimates it would require on average $5,840 in spending through the conventional route of paid nightly stays at Hilton hotels to earn Hilton Honors Gold status. But a few credit cards, including some Hilton branded credit cards, offer automatic elite status as a benefit. That can make the annual fee on the card look like a deal. Visit nerdwallet.com for a list of credit cards that offer automatic elite status as a benefit. You might even find some credit cards that have $0 annual fees. Of course, expect that these cards will have low levels of elite status, but even some cards with annual fees in the $100 realm have pretty decent elite status benefits associated with them. Experts are calling this phenomenon that I'm telling you about today an elite status cliff. And while this cliff is certainly bad news for people who are set to lose their elite status, it's actually good news for those frequent travelers. Let me tell you why. The first is that many elite status benefits are really only beneficial if a few people actually have status. Many of the benefits that come with elite status are things like access to express lanes or priority boarding. But if everybody has priority boarding and everybody can go in those faster lanes, then they don't really get any faster, so the benefits kind of get diminished. We literally saw this in November 2022 when Delta Airlines had to implement new policies to reduce crowds at its Sky Club lounges, including raising membership dues for existing elites. Delta cited, quote, a record number of visits and, quote, frustration for some customers who find themselves waiting in lines or searching for seating once inside, unquote, as the reason behind the change. While programs are certainly making it harder to earn elite status, many are in turn offering better benefits for those at the top. For example, American Airlines used to top out its rewards at the 200,000 point threshold, but American Airlines has since changed their tune. Now they offer up additional rewards. I'm talking about things like high-end electronics from Bang & Olufsen for spending up to 5 million points. And then many loyalty programs are also offering a taste of elite status for those at the bottom. People who don't even have elite status yet, they're sort of handing that elite status benefit to you in a very small dose. I'm talking about programs like the JetBlue Perks You Pick program, where even if you don't have elite status, you can still get points for hitting certain spending thresholds, and they're not particularly high. With JetBlue, you can earn some low-level rewards, things like priority boarding for spending as low as $1,000. So you take a couple flights, you get those points, and you get a taste of priority boarding. You realize it's really nice to be able to board early, have a space for your bag, you're not scrambling and fighting for that last piece of overhead bin space. You realize you like this life, and you might decide to try to earn elite status with JetBlue for the year ahead. Here's something I want you to realize. Airlines and hotels actually want you to have elite status. They don't want you to lose elite status with them. If you have elite status, you're more likely to be loyal with them. Even if another airline has maybe a more convenient flight time, but you have elite status with another airline, you're probably going to choose that one. After all, you want that, bonus seat upgrade or that free drink on the flight, even if the other flight's actually a more convenient time. What airlines and hotels don't want is what we call those elite status freeloaders. People who maybe traveled a lot in 2019 pre-pandemic, but haven't traveled at all, or maybe not very much since then. Airlines and hotels certainly do lose money or lose out on some potential revenue when people have elite status. They might have to give you a free meal, which costs them money, or they might have to offer you free checked bags, which causes them to lose out on potential revenue if you were going to check a bag anyway. But it's almost always worth it to them to give those benefits to people to encourage their loyalty so they keep booking more flights and hotel rooms in the future. Especially if you're a big spender, this can be one of the best years to earn or retain your elite status. I'm Sally French, a travel and credit cards writer at NerdWallet. I'm a sucker for free breakfast, so any hotel status program that offers me this is an automatic winner. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe.